Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. It is so good to finally be back behind the camera and just doing my thing. In today's video, as I'm sure you've already read, I am going to be reviewing and talking a little bit more about my Empties, all of the skincare that I have gone through completely, and I feel like now at this point I have a pretty good idea of where I stand with all of these products. So I'm going to go through them. Some of them you have heard and seen a lot in the makeup world and skincare world, and I will let you know what I would and would not repurchase with my own money, because all of these skincare products are pretty much high-end skincare products that you can find in all Sephora stores. But before we get started, consider subscribing for new and exciting videos about makeup and skincare. All right, let's go. So the first item that I want to start with is my favorite cleanser of all time. This has been my holy grail facial cleanser for about 6 years. This right here is the Fresh Soy Face Cleanser, and this one has rich amino acids that gently cleanses the face and the eyes. I do feel like that is true about the product. It is, I don't know if I can get any of this out. Oh no, it's like out. I completely went through it, but I love the scent of my Soy Face Cleanser. It smells so good. I'm kind of like rose. But it says it's for all skin types. I feel like it is for all skin types because it's kind of like a very not gel, it's like a very soft jelly type of texture. So when you apply it, it just kind of like you lather it onto your face and it smells so good. And I feel like it does a really good job at cleaning all of my pores. I do wear a lot of makeup on a daily basis, so this one has always worked for me. I was very pleased with how my skin looked and whatnot. It's just a really good, reliable cleanser. Next one up is the Youth to the People Kale Plus Green Tea Spinach Vitamins Superfood Cleanser, and this is the mini size of the Superfood Cleanser. The actual size of the cleanser is about like that big, and it comes with a pump. What's interesting about this guy right here is that it has kind of like, it's thicker, you see what I mean? It has a thicker consistency, and I actually really like that, because when you pump it out and you work it into the skin, it like bubbles up a little bit and it's thick, so I feel like it's really working into my skin and into every single pore. And as I'm working it in, I feel like I am getting everything out of my face, and it's just like a really pleasant way to wash your face with this cleanser right here. When I remove it, my skin feels really nice and like soft to the touch and like plump, which I really like. It just lathers onto your face and it smells really clean. I think this is something I would definitely repurchase in terms of like me buying the full size of it. I think it was definitely worth trying it out. I really like it. In between us, I feel like I might even like it a little bit more than the Fresh Soy Face Cleanser, just because I think this one is a little bit thicker, so I think it's better for my dry skin. See what I mean? I'm just gonna take a moment to realize that I had my eyeliner all freaking smudged all over my face, and I'm not going to notice that my eyeliner smudged into my under eye until the end of the video, so please bear with me. I know it's so annoying. I would also tell my best friend, girl, you need a Q-tip, you need to fix that eyeliner, so sorry about that. Let's go ahead and continue on to the video. All right, so now that we're talking about facial cleansers, the next one I'm going to talk about is a relatively new makeup melting butter cleanser, and this is the Drunk Elephant SLAAI Makeup Melting Butter Cleanser. It melts and nourishes the skin, or it melts the makeup and then it'll nourish your skin at the same time. It also has the virgin marula oil, which I have right here and which we're going to talk a little bit more about in just a moment, but this guy is expensive. It's expensive. So that oil is in this makeup melting cleanser, and I don't know if you can still see a little bit of it. The consistency is kind of like a balm. You put it on and then like you work it in and it melts the makeup. Let me tell you, we're talking like waterproof eyeliner, waterproof mascara. It takes everything off. So the way that I use this at night is I would kind of just apply about a quarter size, maybe a little bit more than a quarter size, and I would just kind of like melt it in between my fingertips and then just start working from the center, like especially around the eyes, which is where I have the most makeup. And then I would work my way outwards, and then I would just rub. I would rub my lipstick off, and once I felt satisfied, once I felt like all my makeup was melted off, I would grab a clean makeup wipe, and then I would just kind of wipe away all of the makeup, and it would take all my makeup away. And what's great is that afterwards, I kind of like to just sit and let this guy kind of sit on my skin a little bit, because I do feel like it had a little bit of like a, not oily, but I felt like some of the oils from the balm kind of were like seeping into my skin, and my skin was like shiny. Like you can see it when I was standing in front of my bathroom mirror. I was like, oh my gosh, it looks like I just took off a hydrating mask. That's the way that this makeup melting balm made my skin look after I took it off, which was really amazing. Also, it comes with this bamboo booster exfoliant physique. So this is something that you can very easily add onto the balm. So I don't want to drop it, but I want you guys to be able to see it. So it's kind of like an exfoliating, black and white exfoliating phase, which will kind of give you like that microdermabrasion aspect. So this is something that you can add onto any cleanser, but in this case, you know, it came with the Drunk Elephant cleanser, and it's just a great way that you can deeply exfoliate your skin, I don't know, like 2 to 3 times per week, and it'll just kind of help remove all the texture from your skin. It's just really, really great. For this one, would I repurchase? I would absolutely repurchase this. It's a little bit more of an expensive skincare product, I will admit that, but I will say that it's worth every single penny. I think Drunk Elephant did a really great job in developing this product, and they killed it. Okay then, moving on. Next, we're going to be talking about the Pharmacy Honeymoon Glow AHA Resurfacing Night Serum. So this is actually the mini of the new serum that Pharmacy came out with. I love Pharmacy. I love them. I like that they are a natural brand. I like that they are sustainable. I like that they are a clean brand at Sephora. So everything natural. I really like natural brands, and Pharmacy has really stood out to me just because of how effective their skincare products are. They do exactly what they say they're going to do. So with this one, what I liked most about it was that it gave me a visible change in the texture of my skin. So first of all, I have to clarify that this has AHAs and BHAs. So that pretty much is an acid, a facial acid that will melt away the surface skin cells that are just kind of sitting on your skin and creating like that uneven skin texture. This guy right here, because it has these acids, it has 14% AHA BHA, which is actually a very safe amount of acids, because I know when I say acids, some people are like, ooh, I don't think so. My skin is like super sensitive, and like I react to everything and I get red, you know what I mean? This one has a safe amount of these acids so that you're not going to get a reaction from it unless you're allergic. Otherwise, you shouldn't get a reaction from it or any redness. It'll do its job. That it will do. I felt like within the first 3 days of me putting on this serum, I felt like my skin was brighter, and by that I mean that the skin tone looked a little bit more even all the way down the skin. I do have some sunspots and a little bit of darkness around my mouth, while the sides of my face tend to be lighter. So this kind of helped even out my skin tone. I felt like even like the plumpness of my skin felt like tighter. With the serum, I could see less of my pores. So I felt like after the third day, I was thinking to myself, I was like, oh my gosh, my skin is looking really amazing. Like I don't see as many of my pores, and like I don't really see any like breakouts coming through, and I feel like it had a lot to do with this serum. When you do put this on though, you might get like a tingly sensation just because yes, it is an acid and it's a fairly potent acid. So you're gonna feel a little tingly feeling, but you're not going to be like, ooh, you know, that burns. You're not going to have to go through that with this product. This is a mini. Would I repurchase? Absolutely, yes I would. But anyways, let's go ahead and move on to the next one. This is the First Aid Beauty Facial Radiance Pads, which will help to exfoliate, tone, and brighten the skin. The thing with this one, this is a small size. The actual large size is about like that much, so you get a lot more bang for your buck, you can say. So this is one of the most inexpensive ways that you can chemically exfoliate your skin. And by that I mean, this guy right here will kind of do the same thing as this, like I was talking about. So the facial radiance pads, oh gosh, I did run out of all of them. It's like a wet, thin pad that contains these acids, which you can kind of massage onto your skin with the pad. And what they will essentially do is remove the dead surface skin cells that are just like sitting there, being stubborn, not letting your foundation be its best self. This will get rid of that because it does have like that acidity in the actual pad. And in order to make this guy work, you do have to use it very consistently. This is one of the more inexpensive facial peel pads you'll find out in Sephora. That being said, it's not as strong as some of the other facial peel pads like the Dr. Dennis Gross Radiance pads, which are really, really strong and effective. So if you want to ball on a budget and you want to just kind of chemically exfoliate your skin, but you don't want to spend a fortune or, you know, $80 on facial radiance pads, like, I get it. I totally get it, you know what I mean? So this would be a great alternative to other radiance pads that are out on sale right now, but you do have to use them consistently every single day in order for you to see the results. So next one up is a good one, but an old one. This is the Drunk Elephant Virgin Marula Luxury Facial Oil. This one is really, really great because I feel like it thoroughly hydrates my skin, and that's about it. I feel like that is all it does. I am very, very dry skin, and I only need about 6 or 7 drops of this, and I just kind of like do this, and then I just press. I press the oil into my face at the very, very end of my skincare routine, and I feel like my skin is just like glowing. I am hydrated. I really, really like that. Sometimes moisturizer is not sufficient enough to hydrate my skin, and with this one, it just kind of like does the job. I look like, I don't know, like I got a facial or something. That's how my skin looks like after I apply this oil. Would I repurchase? I would say yes, if I had the money to repurchase such a luxurious African oil. I really, really loved it, but for the price of it, I don't know if I'd be able to repurchase, you know what I'm saying? But if you are somebody who is like really dry, SOS, you know what I mean? This would be an excellent product for you to invest in. Drunk Elephant Virgin Marula Oil. She's all that. Moving right on up, we have the Gute the People SUPERBERRY Hydrate and Glow Oil. Now, I'm gonna tell you a little something about this oil. I don't know what it is about Gute the People, but their whole brand, all of their products have just amazed me. I feel like this oil has been one of the most effective oils that I have ever used in like my whole entire life. I sometimes even felt that when I put this oil on at night and I woke up the next morning, I was like, oh my gosh, some of my breakouts are like gone. Like, what is up with that? I feel like it had to do a lot with this guy here, the Pharmacy Honeymoon Glow Acid thing. But at the same time, I feel like the oil did a lot to declog my pores, to hydrate my skin, to nourish my skin, to give me all the nutrients that I needed. And the reason I know it gave me all of these amazing natural nutrients was because Gute the People uses tons and tons of natural ingredients like kale, mushroom, and like other super rare ingredients that are not out there in the industry. Gute the People uses them. So Gute the People will give you the good stuff, and I love this oil so much. I think I do like the You to the People SUPERBERRY Hydrate oil more than I liked my Drunk Elephant Virgin Marula oil. And I do feel some type of way about that because this guy is like way more expensive. Well, not way more expensive, but it is pricier than the You to the People oil. But I felt like I received so many more benefits from this one. So really great one. Yes, I would repurchase. Moving on up, we have another You to the People product. This is the Adaptogen Deep Moisture Cream, and this has ashwagandha plus reishi pentapeptide. So with this one, it's based off of like mushrooms and other really rare ingredients. When I began using this, first of all, I love the texture of it. It wasn't too thick, so I didn't really have to work it into my hands that much, but it wasn't too gel-like. It wasn't too thin. It was like that perfect consistency, and it just felt so nice when I put it onto my skin. And then the next day, my skin would feel like it had everything that it needed from the moisturizer. I feel like this was like a fruit or vegetable shake that I gave my body to nourish it. I think that's the same effect that this moisturizer did on my skin. It not only deeply hydrated my skin, I felt like my skin was hydrated for like, I don't know, like 3 or 4 days with this moisturizer. I kid you not. It's like deeply moisturizing. It's recommended for combo oily skin, but honestly, I'm really dry skin, especially during the winter, and this worked wonderfully on my skin. So not only was I moisturized, but I also felt like my skin was like denser. It didn't feel dull. It felt like, ooh, it felt like my 21-year-old skin. I kid you not. That's when I was producing more collagen. I'm 25 now, so I'm not, you know, my skin's not as poppin', but it's good. It's all good. All right, so that's what I have to say about the You to the People Adaptogen Cream. I would, in a click of a second, repurchase this, especially if I had that Sephora credit card. Ooh, I would repurchase like a lot of these. I think I really enjoyed having this moisturizer. So next one up, we have the Drunk Elephant. This is the PROTINI Polypeptide Cream. It will strengthen and moisturize your skin, and it has 9 signal peptides. So it has 9 key ingredients that will rejuvenate your skin. I really like this moisturizer. I will go as far as saying that it is one of my holy grail moisturizers. It is a little bit thinner than this consistency right here. I feel like this is almost like I'm wearing a permanent hydrating mask on my face, because you don't take it off, you know, it's obviously your moisturizer, but it feels like that. It feels like I'm walking around after I've applied it, and I'm just like, I feel like I'm wearing a hydrating rose face mask or something like that, but I'm obviously not. It's just that this guy is so incredibly moisturizing on my skin. It will like soften my skin. My skin is so incredibly soft after I've used this. Okay, so now we're going to talk about one of my favorite eye creams I have ever tried, and that is the It Cosmetics Bye Bye Under Eye Cream. And this is one of It Cosmetics' holy grails. I think this is a top seller for them, other than the It Cosmetics CC cream, which is also really popular. But the Bye Bye Under Eye Cream is amazing, and the reason I felt like it was amazing for me was because I needed to use a very small amount of it for my under eye, and I tend to have really dark circles, and I'm actually very self-conscious about my dark circles. And this guy right here, with continuous use, I would say I saw the biggest difference about like a week and a half into using the eye cream. My dark circles pretty much were gone after I began using this consistently for the first week and a half. So I was really impressed with the results that this eye cream gave me. My eye area is so dry. It is so hard to keep my eye area hydrated. I would say it's even harder than keeping my face hydrated. And this guy is so rich and creamy that I felt like it did the trick for me. When I put my concealer and my translucent powder on top of this eye cream, my concealer would never crease. And if I use other eye creams that weren't as rich as this one, my concealer would crease, and like my mascara would even transfer onto my under eye area, and it was just a hot mess down there. So I love this eye cream. I would 100% repurchase it. I think so far this is my #1 holy grail for eye creams. All right, so moving on up, we have the Tacha Violet C Radiance Mask. Now this is a bougie face mask. This is a very luxurious product. I got this in my gratis, just like everything else, you know, in this video. It was cool because they gave me like that little palette that comes with, it's a magnetic palette, by the way. It's like gold and very bougie, and you can just apply your mask with your gold spatula. It's crazy. I don't know. I thought it was really cool that they included the spatula with my mask. The big thing about this one is that it'll brighten your skin, it'll hydrate your skin. And it has this wonderful lavender scent to it, and it has this really beautiful purple tone to it. When you put it on your face, it's like you have a lavender face. It's actually kind of cute, very Instagram worthy. What's cool is that with this face mask, I felt like it almost gave me an immediate result. So I pretty much used it one time. I left it on for I think it was 20 minutes, and then when I took it off, I was like, oh my gosh, this actually worked instantly. I took it off, and then I felt like my skin was visibly brighter. So my skin looked like it was a half shade lighter than what it had been before I put the mask on. So that was really impressive. This mask made me feel like I had a dermatologist. I would recommend it. I think they do sell small sizes of this in case you wanted to try it, or if you just wanted to have that luxurious experience without having to spend like a freaking fortune on a face mask, you know? Alrighty then, we are almost reaching the end. So next up is another You to the People product. This is their new SUPERBERRY Hydrate Plus Glow Dream Mask. Again, this is a little sample of it. The jar is about that big, so they give you a pretty good size. In this one, it says it is an overnight mask, so you apply a thin layer after you finish your whole skincare routine. You leave it on overnight, and then in the morning you can just throw some water on there and it'll just wash away, and it'll reveal like more youthful, brighter skin. The mask, it is very thick. I really enjoyed the thickness of the mask. Even though it was thick, it was very spreadable, so it felt like I was almost spreading butter on my skin, like very nourishing butter on my skin. The next morning, I felt like my skin was an A+. I think this guy right here is packed with so many vitamins and natural ingredients. It's kind of like taking a capsulated vitamin in the morning, so you know, so that you can get all your nutrients and minerals, but it's in a mask form. And this is something that you can use every single night before you go to sleep, and your skin is, you're gonna wake up looking like you had a facial the night before, but every single day. Next up, we have the Genius Sleeping Collagen Mask, and this is obviously another mini that I received in my gratis. This is like a thick girl, so even though it's thick consistency, it's kind of like when you try to cut into like a really hard stick of butter, and then like once you warm it up on your hands, like that butter melts. This mask has that same consistency, and it just added such a glamorous aspect to my nighttime routine. I thoroughly enjoyed it, and even as I was like laying on my pillow and like about to fall asleep, I could feel the hydration coming from this overnight mask because it was so rich, it was so creamy and hydrating. This guy just kind of accentuated the hydration and like the plumpness and like tenderness of the skin. If I could afford it, I would buy like 6 jars of this because it was so amazing. Really loved it, and I was really impressed with the genius sleeping mask. And last but not least, we have the Origins Ginseng SPF 40 Energy Boosting Tinted Moisturizer. What's cool about this guy is that initially it's kind of like a white grayish tint, but when you massage the product and work it into the skin, the color of this sunscreen shifts. So it kind of adjusts to your skin tone, which is like crazy. I don't know if there's any left. Oh yes, there is. Okay, it starts off like this. It's like a pretty pale thick formula right here, and as you work it into the skin, as you warm it up, it changes color. So as you can see here, I worked it into the palm of my hand a little bit, and it's already catching like kind of a tan color. I look like my skin was like super hydrated. Sometimes I wouldn't even moisturize. Sometimes all I would do is I would put this product on and my skin would look banging. My skin will look on point when I put this product on in the morning. I would feel very confident to go about my day and know that I'm protected from the sun while my skin looked amazing. Would I repurchase? Hell yeah, especially during the summertime, which is when I used up most of this product. So I think that's that, guys. Okay, so that does it for this video. Thank you so much for watching and letting me talk more about all my skincare favorites. I really enjoyed this video. Thanks for being so patient with me with my uploading. You know how it is. Sometimes life just gets in the way, but I'm going to try to be as consistent as I can with this channel because I love you guys. I love sharing my passion of makeup with you guys. So thanks for being patient with me. I really appreciate it. If you like this video, don't forget to subscribe down below for more exciting, awesome videos about makeup and skincare. Don't forget to drop me a comment. Let me know what you thought down below. And of course, I'm going to be linking all of the links to these products down below in case you're curious about them or you want to learn more about them. And like always, I want to thank you so much for watching. I'll see you on the next one.